Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentleladies. We're here today on a beautiful Monday with a couple of guys back in our digital online studio that we got, I guess.
Studio R,
that's right. We got Spencer and Rich here back from Devos Outdoors. How the hell are you guys doing, man?
Pretty darn good.
Doing well.
Good.
Yeah, we're. It's been a little bit of time. We're excited to be back on the show, and we're just living the dream.
nice.
Yeah, very cool. I think it's been about 6 months since we had you guys on. This will be your third appearance on the show here. I know that every time you guys are on, some fun stories come out. We end up nerding out over light data and light statistics. So I know that we always get some good feedback from the listeners whenever you guys are on, and they inevitably we get more feedback that somebody went and bought some more Devos lights every time you guys come on. So it's a lot of fun having you guys here. We're here, of course, to catch up with you guys, on what you've been up to, because you guys have launched and released quite a few new things in just the 6 months since we've had you on last, back in March of this year, 2025. But we just did our October gift box for the podcast. So those that are in the gift box tier should be receiving their gift boxes right now. And in the gift box is something from Devos. You guys want to explain what's in there for everybody?
You bet. Everyone is getting a Light Ranger 800 Mini, which is our ultra compact telescoping light. So 800 lumens on this little mini tripod, has a 1/4-20 mount so that if they have other things they want to mount the light to, they can. But just a really good like tabletop light. It's got your little tripod legs and still telescopes up about 4.5 feet. So
Yeah.
still can give you like that overhead lighting experience, but in a super compact design. It's only 16 inches tall and weighs only 20 ounces.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Yeah, we love our Devos. None of us have the 800, or at least not yet. Something might be coming our way. But we were super happy to be able to partner with you guys and share these lights, because we do think that the 800 is a fantastic option for the lighting industry, for just around the kitchen, on the table, or just on the picnic table, just sit smack dab in the center. Just an easy, not overcoming light that is super familiar and super easy to use. So we're super happy to partner with you guys on the gift box this time with them. Yeah,
And it's ultra compact too.
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, really
Very well
versatile.
in your
I think it fits in a lot of different situations. So you can use it at home. You can use it out in the shop. You can use it out on your camping adventures. If you just want to go backpacking, but you still want to have some light at nighttime, it's a great backpacking light. Like, there's just so many really cool uses for the 800 with that little mini tripod with it too. So when we kind of came up with the idea and approached you guys about it, we were really, curious to see if you would go for it or not. And then when you said yes, we got really excited. So
Yeah. All of our other gift boxes up to this point have been like little tiny knick-knacky kind of miscellaneous stuff. And this time we're kind of like, what if we just buy everybody one or bigger gift? And instead of this smaller piece is of putting things together. And I think this is awesome. I think it worked out very well for all parties involved. Everybody, they're all getting a good gift. We're all happy to be able to provide this gift for them, and and hopefully it'll to some extent drive more sales back to you guys. For them getting the 800, they're gonna be like, you know what? I really want the 2000. I want to be able to change my lights.
I really need the 15,000 now. That's
And we'll get to that one in a little bit, but. No, I'm excited for just more people to get, the Devos lights in their hands and be able to use them and understand how easy it is and how wonderful it is. Does the 800 dim? Is it dimmable as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So you can still control whether you want all 4 sides on or just do 2 sides. So you can still direct it, either 360 or 180 degrees, and it's still dimmable down to about 20%. So you can, if you do want to use a grommet or hang it, or using the quarter 20, and you just need a little bit of light, that dimmable feature is really nice, and that'll extend your runtime up to about 30 hours. So
Wow.
yeah, we're excited. We appreciate you guys thinking of us and being part of the gift box. And one cool thing about the Mini is that there's the overlanding side of the overlanding community has been so good to us, but we didn't really have a good solution for the actual motorcycle enthusiasts. So like the actual
Adventure bikes.
adventure bike category, we were missing something, and we were seeing people like trying to come up with their own tripods and just putting the head with it, and we're like, we got to get something that works for them. And so for the adventure bike overlander, the river rafter, like there's just that compact size has been just a really nice thing to have to expand the benefits of our product line to that side of the community.
Yeah, even the hobbyist, working at your desk, working at the on your workbench, that size is great. Grilling, just putting it on the shelf next to your grill, it fits in a lot of places.
Yeah. No, I can see this being out on my kitchen outside, just on the compact level, right by the stove, just so at night I can see what I'm cooking.
Yeah.
That's the perfect, for me, that's what I envision this light being, for sure.
And it's also compatible with our 800 filter kit, so you can still get red and amber.
Oh, nice.
Pop the the filter kit, that lens, right over the top of the current polycarbonate lens, and so now you can minimize bug attraction, still have dark sky friendly light, or maintain that night vision at night. So we launched the 800 filter kit. It's probably been a year and a half maybe, but again, for the 800, that 800 size, that's definitely a nice addition.
Yeah, I have the filter kit for one of my 1200s, and it's really nice. I have two 1200s, and one of them I have the table on, and one of them I have the light filter on. And so it's like, which one do we want to use tonight? Kind of a scenario. And it's nice because the table one's just like, if you don't turn the light on, you still have the table working, right? And then we can turn the orange color light is usually what I have on it. Do you have any tips or tricks for using the filter? Because sometimes I just leave the filter on and just pull it off and let it dangle by one of the brackets that are on there, and then sometimes I just pop it up. Is that sort of how you guys use it, or do you remove it often, or how does it work?
That's a great way to do it. That's what I suggest. Actually, I've moved to the 2000, so I don't do the filters that much anymore.
Sure.
But no, that's a great way to do it. Another tip is that you line up the hoop on the bottom of the filter with the power button. It works a little bit better that way.
Okay. Yeah.
For storage, a hack that some people do is they'll actually, because when you pop the light off of the pole, whether it's an 800 or a 1200, you can actually stack the colors on top of each other.
Yeah.
So then it kind of keeps them all contained without, you don't even necessarily need to use the extra little bag or whatever that it comes with.
Sure.
So that way, for storage wise, it doesn't really take up any space when you just stack the filters on the head and then put it back onto the pole.
Okay.
So that's a little hack that people do.
I envision you guys did this on purpose, but the bag that my Devos 1200 came in is long enough to store the entire Devos and put the filters in at the same time, and it can all still be like completely covered and zipped up tight. And so I only imagine because you guys are smart and you planned that accordingly because you knew that what was going on. And it's just perfect. And so it's like, if I'm not using the red one, it just sits at the end of the bag, and then when I put the light back in it, I don't have to worry about any of that because it all fits, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
I've also heard from a lot of customers that they'll just leave the amber filter on. That's their favorite color.
Yeah.
And they just never replace it.
I do. I almost very rarely do I want to have the white light. So I do leave the amber one on almost all the time, but I still keep the red one in the bag and for whatever, like maybe one day, which I've never had yet, but it stays in the bag. But yeah, so it's like, it's easy to store away. It's easy to keep. And I have the table, like I said, on the other one, and I can feel I don't know what you want. I want to call it the shaft, but Tyler would laugh at me. Where the kaleidoscope of poles there, I can feel the mount for the table, so it's easy for me to know which one has the filter or which one has the table, because the mount's always on the
other one.
The other one, thank you.
On the pole itself, the telescoping
The
pole
pole itself. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
and that's the best way to do it, just because we wanted the table mount to be secure enough that it wasn't going to like slide around. So, but it doesn't really add that much length to the pole. So most people just, set it kind of right underneath one of the collars. So that way you can adjust the height of the table really easily.
Yeah.
But just we call it the hub. We just leave that hub mounted right onto the pole. And then, you just don't have to worry about, clamping it on and off. So,
right. Yeah, that's what I do. I think I put it under the second one. So then if I wanted to lift the table up, I could. Or if I think a lot of times I try to just leave it about the height of the first clamp, and I just extend the top part up above. But it works great. And then they're super easy to tighten, remove, take off the actual tabletops, and leave the hub, like you're saying, on the pole. It's a fantastic design. It's super easy to use, and I mean, it holds a bottle of wine, so my wife's happy.
There you go.
Well, Rich and I used to work at a commercial furniture company doing marketing and design. So we had to somehow get a table into the product line.
There you go.
It just wouldn't have been right if we didn't have a table in our product line.
Yeah.
So.
Of course.
The cool thing, it'll hold a 20-pound bottle of wine too. So
Probably, yeah. Is that its rough limit is around 20 pounds?
per side, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's a great to use. We put snacks out on it and get the kid away from the kitchen is what one of our things. So
there you go.
Can get our elbow room in the kitchen while we're doing whatever needs to get done there.
Yep. I did that on whitewater rafting when we were making lunch for the participants for the day. You put all the snacks at like 5 tables down from where you're trying to prepare everything just to get them out of there, get them out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, cool. So that is the gift box, the Light Ranger 800. Pretty cool features. A little bit smaller packaging, a lot more versatility out of it. So, Jimmy and I are obviously really big fans of our Light Rangers. I think we both have the 1200s.
Yep.
Multiples of them, and other accessories that go along with those. So, the opportunity came up to do some 800s for everybody, and that's what we went with. And I'm super stoked for this. I know we're going to have a lot of really happy listeners as well that are getting the gift boxes this week and last week. So thank you guys for being able to do that on behalf of us and all the listeners out there. So
yeah,
you bet.
So glad to participate.
Yeah. Happy to be part of that.
So the last time, like we said earlier, last time you guys were on was in March. I think we recorded 1 or 2 weeks before it was released. So it's kind of released. I went back and looked at the day. It was March 24th. So it's been about 6 months here since a little over 6 months since we last talked. And the last time we had talked, you guys were getting ready, I think, to release the 4000. You hadn't released it yet. You were talked a little bit about it.
We wrote down 6 items that came out since we last talked. One item a month is what they're doing.
You guys were getting ready to release the 4000, so we talked a little bit about it, mainly just that it was more of a commercial application thing. Now that it's out, how has that been going? What is the final features of it all, and how are people liking it?
Yeah, I'll start with that one. So, yeah, it's been really well received, and we, the 1200 is bright. Lights up about a 60-foot diameter. The 2000 even brighter. You really don't need more than 2000 lumens, like for a camping area. But we had a lot of DIY and, you know, kind of construction interest in the product, just because when it telescopes up so high, it just really spreads the light so nicely. So by going up to 4,000 lumens, increasing the battery capacity, and then still just building it off of that 2,000 kind of chassis or that frame. I mean, it has the spring-loaded tripod. It has the, you know, a thicker diameter pole. So it was really, you know, it was fairly simple from our standpoint to give something that was just a little bit better for that, you know, work light, kind of do it yourself, better in the shop around the rig, better out on, you know, out on in the yard, or, you know, on a construction site. And the thing that's been interesting on that product is that we've also gotten a lot of interest from law enforcement, emergency response. We've been toying with some different types of accessories on that really kind of hone in to solve other pain points for EMS and, you know, like first responders. Like we've got an IV bag holder that we've been doing some kind of limited run stuff with. And that, like, just that one little accessory frees up a whole person in a lot of situations to actually do life-saving work instead of holding a flashlight and holding an IV bag.
Geez.
So it's been really cool to kind of build off of, you know, so much of we have a lot of customers that their day job is being, you know, first responder, EMS stuff, police, etc. So just giving them something that we're already happy with on the recreation side, but now that could work during during their day job or night job, I guess, right? Was really cool. And so we've been to a number of, like, law enforcement, like tactical shows and things like that, and it's been really cool to interact with those types of customers now and give a product that solves a different set of pain points.
Yeah, for sure. That was going to be one of my questions, is with the 4,000 being more directed towards kind of commercial application stuff, industrial application stuff, have you found that has been the majority of your customer base, or have a lot of people that have 1200s or 2000s been coming back and been like, I want the biggest, baddest thing you guys have for my camping adventures, and they just want to light up the entire campground with a 4,000 kind of thing? And it sounds more like it is really branching out and being really successful in the EMS area, though.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
I mean, there's still application, like if you're, you know, wanting to do some training at night with your kids playing soccer, or, you know, throwing the baseball or something. Like backyard sports has definitely been, you know, from the consumer side is been, you know, it's been a great light for that. But it's definitely been more of a work light, commercial light in that regard.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but it doesn't have the amber or red color change option. So we kind of swapped that out for more lumens.
Sure.
Nice.
And
that
then
makes
it
sense.
comes with a nice heavier duty bag as well that can stand up to the construction industry.
Yeah, it's like a molded foam case that can take some impact and stack things on it, and it's waterproof and just can handle a little bit more abuse.
Nice.
Is it dimmable as well?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Still dimmable, still Bluetooth enabled, so still control it from your phone.
Right.
There was, you know, like any design, there's going to be some trade-offs, and by swapping out the red and amber LED panels and going straight to white, that's one of the ways we could increase the lumen output.
Sure.
Because the lantern head itself is still super compact, and so that's one of the biggest things that is very attractive for the commercial aspect, is it's so portable. I mean, Milwaukee makes some really nice lights. DeWalt makes really nice lights. There's others out there, but they're just clunky and big and heavy, and just the form factor and how compact and how powerful it is for the size. I mean, it still only weighs 5 pounds, and, you know, it's just so portable, so easy to take anywhere and, you know, use on the job site or crime scene or emergency scene or whatever.
We've also heard back that some people in that market like the motion sensor too. That as they leave the room, the light will turn off and retain some of that battery energy. Come back on, it goes back on again. Or sorry, come back in, it goes back on.
Yeah.
And you get a lot more life out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We've had a lot of feedback on the motion sensors on our side from our followers and listeners that people love it around camp to just have the light on in the evening time, and when they go to bed, it turns off. And if they get up to go pee at night, it turns on. They don't have to worry about getting a headlamp out or a flashlight out. They know if critters come into the campsite because the light will turn on for them. So there's been a lot of really good feedback on the motion sensor as well from the recreational campers and wheelers too. So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, in certain types of camp situations, like group camps, like out in the dunes or like with like the side-by-side or like the kind of off-road racing crowd and things like that, sometimes like having more lumen output is beneficial in those types of situations. And so we're still getting people that are using the product in those kind of bigger group kind of type of camps, or where they're needing more light if they're working on stuff that gets broken more often, like King of Hammers or things like that. But
I was just thinking about all the teams that stay up until 4 a.m. every night rebuilding cars out on the lake bed.
Yeah, for sure. So there's still that application from a camp standpoint. But yeah, I think how many people, when you're out on the job site, they just plug a light in and just leave it on forever, right? And it's so portable, you don't have to worry about any cords, but with that motion sensor, it's like it's on when you need it and it's off when you go to a different room or take a break for lunch or whatever, leave for the day.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really nice thing. How many lights, like do you have is it the same motion sensor to work with all the lights that are capable of using a motion sensor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, every single one of our lights to this point is compatible with the motion sensor.
Very cool. So the 800, the 1200, the 2000, the 4000, they're all compatible with the motion sensors?
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. So everybody out there that just got a bunch of an 800 Light Ranger Mini, there's some motion sensors out there that work great in campsites. Your camping areas.
You get a motion sensor. You can the table's compatible too, right? For the 800.
Not with the Mini. You probably don't want to put the table on the Mini.
Okay. Is the pole a different diameter?
It is.
Yeah, because it's just so much more compact and small. It's a little bit of a different telescoping design. So
got it.
Yeah.
It'd be you'd have to pull the hub off every time for when you're collapsing it.
Well,
if it did fit, I'm just hypothetical, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it fits on the biggest link or the biggest pole.
I don't think it would.
But I mean, most people are using this on a tabletop already.
Yeah.
So,
True.
Yeah.
I was just trying to give another shout out, you know.
Good try, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, good try. Good fail, by the way. All right. Well,
so what about some other things? You've had some solar panels that have come out. Being multiple, the key word there is that it's a plural. Talk a little bit about your solar panels and kind of how they work, what lights they work with, how the user uses them, etc.
Yeah. I'll start with the first solar panel. We've actually taken our 20-watt solar panel and made a change to how it's mounted. Okay. So we put it on about a 40-degree angle, and so that picks up more sun, and it's able to charge the 2000. A little bit of backstory is we were trying to figure out how to mount like a 30 or 40-watt panel on the 2000. And just found just by making the angle toward the sun, we didn't have to upgrade that solar panel. So now that 20-watt solar panel works for all of our lights. Anyway, that was kind of huge for us at that point.
Yeah, that's super nice, being able to have the same footprint but more power input for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Does the 20-watt charge, like how much charge does it get? Will it take it from empty to full or 50% to full?
Yeah, it will take it from empty to full in about 9 hours.
Wow.
A full day of sun.
Okay.
Nice.
And then a lot faster with the 1200 and even faster with the 800, of course.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's the 20 watt.
Yeah, it's really
It's
interesting
amazing, yeah.
how much more efficient it is when it's at that angle versus flat. So
yeah.
anyone who drives by a solar farm and you see all the panels at an angle, there's a real reason why.
Yeah, fair.
The next one that we launched, we had a 30 watt kind of foldable, and we just upgraded it to 40. The 20 and the 30 were just really close, and we found that people liked the ability to mount the 20 watt on the light and kind of set it and forget about it. So we went to a 40 watt, and again, just for if you're wanting to charge 2 lights at the same time and you're not as concerned about having it mounted on the light, the 40 watt just, basically for about the same price, just gives you a little bit more output. So that was a small change to the product line, but an upgrade. And then we partnered with Overland Solar, and we actually developed a voltage regulator that allows you to get basically a PD protocol. So your USB-C charging protocols.
Okay.
We created this voltage regulator that allowed you to get like from a really high wattage solar panel down to, regulating that wattage so that you could get, charge a phone off of a 100 watt panel, or charge, in our instance, of course, charging the lantern heads quickly with, high efficiency, but not like being worried about so much output that it could damage the battery or damage the light itself. So because we partnered with Overland Solar on that, we actually set up a partnership where we sell their bug out, which is a 130 watt, made in the USA, foldable solar panel. And I mean, it packs, it's an incredible panel because it packs down to about for 130 watts, it packs down to about 2.5 inches thick. And then it's about, 2 feet tall or whatever, and about 6 inches wide. So it's just super compact. And then with that voltage regulator that we developed with them, it just gives it so much capability from charging, everything from a bigger, power bank all the way down to your phone or one of our lantern heads. So that was a cool kind of collab that we did with the guys at Overland Solar.
That's neat. Where are they based out of? Are they local to you guys?
They're based in Boise.
Okay. Not terribly far from you guys.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've never heard of Overland. Was it Overland Solar? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them before.
Yeah. They're a great operation. They do a lot in the government space as well. And, there's not a lot of made in the USA panels. And they do stuff globally, but they have really efficient, really compact, like just a really good solar panel options. So a couple different sizes, but we went with that bigger size with them.
Nice. So yeah, typically when you run solar panels, you have to have a solar controller, which is essentially helps to regulate the voltage coming off the panel to a regulated voltage for 12 volt usage or 24 volt, whatever people are using it for. So you guys designed your own to drop it down to a 5 volt USB protocol. And so if you're charging 3 amps, then is that a 3 amp output that it can be done at, or what are you guys charging at for the lights?
Let's see, well, there's like 4 different PD protocols, and I can't rattle them off.
It's like
Chris probably could. But
5 volt 3 amp, 9 volt 2 amp. There's like there's a number of different voltage and amps to give you kind of the right wattage. But yeah, being able to pare it down so that you could do even smaller electronics was pretty unique.
Nice.
So one potential application there is like charging drones, like your DJI drones, like getting it, because it's a USB-C charge and you go through batteries fast on that. So using a bigger solar panel plus our PD protocol voltage regulator allows you to charge like your drone batteries really quickly and efficiently.
Yeah, just as fast as plugging them into the wall.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
Is the module smart enough to know what you're kind of plugging it into and how fast it can power, or what's allowed to do? Is there some communication back and forth that happens that tells it that, or is it like just run down the 5 or 6 settings or whatever it is and go like, this one's optimal?
No, it picks it. It's between the unit you're charging. I guess it's kind of like a handshake that they call it the protocol, right? So
yeah,
it's automatic.
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's rad.
Okay.
So you've got the 20 watt that would sit on top of the lights. You have a 40 watt portable one that you can plug anything in, and then the partnered one with Overland Solar that's 130 watts. Is that correct?
That 40 watt also works with the a bigger battery. I don't know if we've talked about it yet.
Yeah, that's true.
The Starlink battery.
We haven't. That's still coming.
That's
Did we just get a hint at a future
May
product?
have got a hint.
Yeah.
I think the last 2 times we've had you guys on, we've tried to get hints of future products, and you've denied us. And this one, now you just dropped a bombshell on us. So I know
they're going to request us to beep that out.
I know, yeah. It's I know you guys have a Starlink mount, but that would go on top of the light, which would be great because now it's 9-ish feet up in the air and out of the way of everything. So you want to allude to or talk about what you were alluding to, or are you going to let the cat out of the bag here?
They're just going to let that one
Yeah,
fly.
I
They're not
guess
going to
we'll
talk
let the cat out
about
of the
it.
bag.
We're getting pretty close.
We're getting close on it.
Nice.
Okay.
So a lot of people the Starlink Mini is a great unit, and so much of our customer base who are out overlanding, or camping, it's nice to have if that's bringing kids and streaming a movie for before bed, a Disney movie before bed or something like that, or
Catching up on work.
if that's catching up on work while you're kind of traveling from one spot to the next, or content creators that are uploading content as they're getting it while they're out in the field. I mean, there's just so many great applications. Some people like to totally disconnect. We respect that, but if you do need to stay connected while you're out in the middle of nowhere, that Starlink Mini is such a great unit. The challenge is it does take a fair amount of battery, and sometimes it's just you got the super long cords where you're running cords from your power bank or whatever all over your camp, and from your vehicle or whatever. And so we came up with an idea to do a really compact, self-contained battery that would power your Starlink for at least 6 hours. And then if you pair our 40-watt solar panel with the battery, you could run your Starlink. If you're getting some decent sun during the day, you could run your Starlink for 18 hours straight and have it be completely self-contained. So no cords, put it wherever you want, and just have it be its own little off-grid Wi-Fi system.
That's really cool. What is the power draw of a Starlink Mini? I assume it's 12-volt native. And if you look at what comes with a Starlink Mini, the DC adapter that goes into your wall, your AC port on your wall in your house, your 110-volt, it drops it down to, I want to say 22 volts DC, to then drop power as it goes through that long ass cable they provide you to get to the Starlink Mini. So is the Mini technically just running on 12 volt and you can get it there with a shorter cable, or how does that all working out for that to be able to have, you're using the same 12 volt 40 panel that you guys have for your lights? Like how's that working out? Is it different? What's going on?
Go ahead, Spence.
The nerdy details.
Yeah, I don't have the nerdy details on that. I don't know exactly how many watts is coming in and out of that. I wish Chris was standing behind us whispering in our ear, but it seems to be like it's significant, like 20 to 30 watts or something like that. That it needs to function.
Yeah.
I think you're right. This has kind of been a pet project of one of our other our partners, and but I think it's around 30 watts that it's drawing.
Okay.
Because the new battery is 145 watt hours, and it'll run for like 6.5 hours. So
Okay.
So yeah, it's probably
clean
more
math.
along 20.
Yeah.
It's more along. It's probably more along 25 watts that it's pulling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, especially with your 40 watt panel, and if you use the panel from Overland Solar that you guys are partnered with there, I mean, you're running that thing indefinitely then at that point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, except at night where you have
What's
now
at
you're on
night?
battery power and you got 6
You got your
hours.
6 hour limit at night.
Yeah, there you go.
But
Fair.
yeah, I mean that's what the 40 works. It's the same. You run the 40, it can run indefinitely all day, but then once you get to night,
Yeah.
now you got that 6
Yeah.
hours.
Okay.
Yeah, you got about 6 hours after dark.
You're going to have to sleep sometime. So
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. I know that the Starlink Mini has kind of opened up a lot of options for overlanders, for outdoors people. That it's such a cool platform to build off of and utilize, right? So there's a lot of different companies out there that are floating around these different ideas, and it's cool to see you guys capturing some of your own ideas and putting them into implementation for the Starlink Mini platform, because until they launch their backpack edition, which I don't remember what they're calling it, the Mini seems to be like the go-to platform for people playing around in the outdoors. So having more aftermarket accessories to make those things work or be more user-friendly is, I think, going to be a pretty big market here moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
yeah, we
talk
agree.
we talk about it a lot just as a last resort saving. You know, it's like if we talk a lot about radios and how the ham radio is one of the things that can actually get you out, get your voice out from where you're at, and it can be repeated through the repeater systems. Somebody's always listening for some odd reason on one of the other end of those repeaters. But
Right.
if you don't have the certification and your license up to date or anything, you're not supposed to really be talking about it unless it's a life or death situation. But if you have a Starlink, now you can just text your wife or your friend or family to come and help you, because now you can connect with your phone. You can do the video research on how to fix your rig, watching a YouTube video. We think the Starlink's a phenomenal addition to the crazy world we go out and go and enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's fun to now have, more ways to put the accessories from Devos involved with the Starlink and get it all out of the mud, like you guys were saying, Rich. So for sure. Anything else to talk about the Starlink and Starlink setup there with the new battery?
People should see it next month.
Okay.
So,
Very cool.
You heard it first on your program.
Sweet.
We can now write that down. We're like the premier Devos
Devos reporters.
Yeah.
Devos Newsroom through Snail Trail.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
I've got two other things that we had written down prior. Before we get to the big boy, I think let's talk. I saw this other one on your Instagram page, and I thought you guys partnered with another company, but it sounds like you guys developed the Sea Sucker mount yourself. Can you talk about that?
No, go ahead.
that was a collaboration. I mean,
Okay.
We have our quarter 20 mount that works with whatever size of light that you have, right?
Yeah.
Can go on like a photography tripod.
Yeah, exactly.
100%,
There's
yeah.
a lot of kind of quarter 20 mount options out there, and we just kind of through all the overlanding shows and things like that, we've gotten to know the team over at Sea Sucker, and they actually kind of came to us and said, well, what if we put just the lantern head on one of our suction cup mounts, and then you can put the light anywhere, like you know. So it was a collaboration. I think they did a little bit more of the heavy lifting. It's a pretty simple kind of attachment, but it works super well. It's a really cool option. I mean, you're starting to see like some people put like magnets on like kind of these kind of trinket gear type of lights, and so you can like, you know, hook or, you know, connect a light on the side of your vehicle or whatever. But the Sea Sucker works on any surface, any smooth surface. So
even on your aluminum body Fords.
Yeah, true.
exactly.
Yeah.
Where the magnet won't stick.
The Toyotas, it's still, magnets are still fine, but if you want to put it up higher on the glass, or, you know, on, you know, or plus you don't have to worry about scratching and you know, that type of stuff. But it's really a handy.
Some of the van people will put it on the outside of their van and just leave it there as they drive around.
Oh man, that's risky.
Like a little porch light.
Yeah, a little porch light.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's been a fun collaboration. It's so you know, especially with the 2000, because then it's still Bluetooth enabled, but you just kind of suction that and put it wherever. It also opens up just more applications in the marine world where they're super strong. So that's been fun to get a little bit more awareness of our product into the marine and fishing side of things.
Yeah. I would imagine that the Sea Sucker mount would be an awesome option for EMS stuff too. Like you said, with the 2000 and the 4000, being able to just deploy it on a vehicle or deploy it on a boat as they're going out somewhere. There's lots of different options to use that Sea Sucker mount on for all the EMS applications too.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I don't know that we've really tried to leverage that yet. So that's a really good idea, Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah.
He only charges 3%.
Yeah. 3% royalties, that's it. So cool. Okay. So the Sea Sucker mount, that one, I had never seen Sea Sucker before, we saw it on your guys' Instagram account today, leading into this. That's a clever little setup. So being able to combine this awesome light system with a really versatile mount that you could put any smooth surface. That was kind of fun to see, and it kind of got the balls rolling up here of what could be used for, where you could be utilizing some of those things.
Yeah,
and
you really
shout out to Sea Sucker too. If you go look at their overland and their camping section on their website, they've got some pretty cool products for our space.
Yeah,
it's worth your time.
Okay. I'll put a link to them down at the bottom as well. Yeah. Really, it seems like the Sea Sucker mount option is if you want to attach it to a wall of some sort. And if you don't want to use the wall, then you obviously have the tripod that you got with the light from Devos. Right. So it's like you have a wall option, or, you know, out in the yard or backyard, or, you know, all of our backyards in nature option. So you kind of have the best of both worlds.
It will mount horizontally and vertically too with their adapter that they've built. So
nice.
It'd be kind of a tabletop or a side mount.
So I could do a white, red, and orange like across the top of my vehicle with the as I'm driving down the road.
Just don't do blue, whatever you do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that won't get me pulled over. That's funny. That's cool. That sounds good. The last one I got down here is, I guess, the big boy. Do you guys? Is that released? Is that another hint that that we could get, or how's that working?
It's on pre-order right now, and so yeah, we can talk about it.
All right.
Cool. What is this one? This is like the UFO caller, right? You build the bat signals out of these ones.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's a legit light, that's for sure. I'll let Rich talk about it. He spent a lot of time in the design on this, and our other business partner Chris. This was just a lot of development on his side and on Rich's side, and
it's about 2 years, if not more. Of just trying different things. It was originally developed for sport courts. You know, pickleball is coming around and becoming more popular, and we recognized that there was some opportunity there, and so the light goes up around 13 feet tall, and it puts out 15,000 lumens. It comes out of 2 pedals that are directional that you can move around.
Wow.
And it takes 2 will take care of a pickleball court.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic. It's got the I keep using all these fantastic and awesome words,
Yeah.
but
Technical
I need to be
terms.
technical.
Yeah. Right.
So it of course runs off Bluetooth. It does have a manual control down below. Large diameter poles that go up, very strong. A much larger tripod. Boy, what else? Oh, the battery. The battery is the big deal. Mm-hmm. The battery you can swap out. It's one of our first lights that you can actually take the battery out and replace. But it is a very large battery, and you can run at 10,000 lumens for like 6 to 7 hours.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean it's just a lot of light for a lot of time.
Okay, so the battery is kind of like a cartridge design where you're popping it off and putting a new one in. How big is the battery pack itself to do that with?
Yeah, you're looking at about 1.25 inches in diameter, and it's a cylinder that probably is about 18-20 inches long.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So it's the big Tesla batteries that are just stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
And
Yeah, we were, to our knowledge, this is what we were told, but we're the first consumer product to utilize this battery technology. So previous to us, it's only been used in electric vehicles. So it's cutting edge battery technology. So it's, really dense, really compact. And the beauty of this, even though this light is so bright and powerful and telescopes up really high, it still weighs less than 30 pounds. So it's still actually portable versus, as we've kind of, gone to different shows and kind of teased this out in the market. You have, again, it's intended, there's both consumer and commercial application, but on the commercial side, this thing is so much easier to use than like pulling around one of those generator trailers with lights on it, right?
Yeah.
Like you can, it's not quite as bright as something like a whole trailer jet light, but it's
amazing.
It's amazingly bright and so much more portable.
Like light up the whole side of a house to do construction at night type of bright.
wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from Devos' standpoint, our tagline kind of initially, early on, was kind of backyard to backlands. And so that backyard component of, there's a lot of people that are putting in sport courts or wanting to do sports at night with their family in the backyard or do training, and there's just not a good portable lighting solution that's really powerful. And so we spent a lot of time bringing this to market, and we're pretty stoked on how it's all turned out. So a lot of custom extrusions and new battery technology and
how to run the power up to the pole.
Yeah, there was a lot of design challenges that we had to solve with this, but the end result, I think people are going to be really excited about.
The cool thing is it really almost competes with permanent lighting. So if you think about lighting a sport court in your backyard, you've got permits to pull, you've got to put in foundations, you have to put the pole up and then purchase the lights on top of it. You have to run electricity,
All the wiring,
and we were hearing quotes of $12,000, $10,000, $15,000 to put lights at your sport court.
Yep.
Well, now our customers can buy 2 of these lights, use them at their sport court, and then put them away and take them over to soccer practice or bring them outside for a party. And then the really, really cool thing is the bug out solar panel will charge it. And so we're sitting pretty now. For most of our lights, when we launched them with a solar panel option.
Okay.
And that was part of the reason of working with Bug Out as well.
Gotcha.
Sorry, working with Overland Solar on the Bug Out
Yeah.
panel. Yeah.
On the, I'm backing up a tiny little bit here. The battery cartridge for the 15,000. You said that running power up the pole. So is that cartridge getting implemented in the bottom of the pole?
It is. Yeah.
Rather than up at the top in the light itself.
Yeah, the heavy battery at the bottom makes it so much more stable.
Yeah.
Especially something that size.
Yeah.
So you guys are used to seeing the battery in the top.
Yeah.
And that would just not work that well. So,
okay. Yeah, I was wondering because you said 18 to 22 inches long cartridge. I'm like, that's a long light. I was trying to picture how you're getting that up there and everything. Then it made more sense when you said you put it in the pole. So the trick thing to this, other than the kind of the new way of building the batteries out, is running the electrical to the light on a telescoping pole.
right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you'll see like on some of these commercial lights that have on the trailers with generators or whatever, like they've got the cords external to the pole so they can flex up and down.
Yeah, they're
and
usually
coiled,
wrapping or
right?
coiled
So-
up around the pole. Yeah.
So ours is all internal to the unit, so it's super clean, and it's still like, again, we love the design aspect of things, but it also does solve other pain points. But there's just it has a really cool design. Everything's internal, and the thing that we've discovered with our focus on design and our focus on quality and durability is that we're over engineering our products in a lot of ways for the consumer market. But the nice thing about that is it's a product that people can be confident that it will really take some abuse because it's actually, up to the standards that is working on a commercial level. And so, I mean, with that, again, our products they're more expensive than some of the cheaper stuff that you'll see on Amazon or other places, but you can have the confidence that the product's going to last, it's going to work, we stand behind it. And with this new 15,000 lumen, we call it our Light Ranger Pro. We did start out designing it for the consumer market, kind of for that sports and event market, but it's dovetailed perfectly into this new focus that we've had of supporting this, emergency response, law enforcement, construction, that whole commercial market. It dovetails perfectly into that strategy that we've been focused on over the last year.
Yeah, it's really cool. I always love watching when companies take a product that they've done a really good job at engineering it and I don't want to say put their money where their mouth is, but stand up to naysayers, stand up to pushing their product and the quality of what they can achieve. And so like the past few times you guys have been on, a good example of this is we kind of keep joking about it is the Light Ranger that went down to the bottom of the lake or the pond that the fishermen were in, right? And they could see it down there, but never could get to it. And you guys don't really rate your lights for water submersion, and you don't recommend it. But at the same time, you've been doing a lot of durability and destructive testing recently of different things. And one of the things you guys did was took one of your Light Ranger, the 1200s, and put it into a bucket of water for a weekend to see what would happen. And it seemed like everything worked great.
Yeah, we
did.
I think we just posted that one on Instagram, but yeah, we left it submerged for 3 days and pulled it out and still works just fine. So so yeah, we're over engineering things, but that just helps ensure to people that to our customer base that they're getting a really good quality product. And there's a lot of cheaper alternatives out there, but you really do get what you pay for.
Yeah, and a lot of times I have to. We find ourselves explaining this quite a bit often enough on the podcast, where when it comes to the off-road industry, the outdoor recreation industry, typically you get what you pay for. Not all the time. There are definitely some products out there that the companies think very highly of their products themselves when they don't stand up that well. But for the most part, you do really get what you pay for. And one of the things about being a consumer in the outdoor recreation industry is we're outdoors. We're away from infrastructure, and we're away from social nets. We're away from things that we typically depend on in everyday life. So being able to get something and have confidence that it's going to work the first time, every time when we're out there, and not die on us, not leave us stranded, not leave us out in the middle of the outdoors without lights or without anything else that we depend on out there. There's a lot of value that comes with that confidence, in my opinion. And so being able to find the brands and the vendors out there that are over-engineering their products to really stand by and do everything in their power to make sure that you're not left stranded out in the wilderness, there's a lot to be said about that in this industry. So it's cool to hear you guys mentioning that and talking that and bringing that up and having that be kind of a main focal point for Devos.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely a peace of mind that, and I think just an enjoyment factor. I mean, when you're, miles away from, civilization, that can be a really cool experience. But if your gear fails, it can be a very stressful and a not so fun experience, right? Yep. So I think that people that really are in that off-road and overlanding and wanting to kind of separate and disconnect, there's some training and there's some things that kind of go with that, but having gear that is as as reliable as you are, it definitely helps to have, it definitely helps with that experience.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, you guys have been around for a little bit now, and you guys have had relative success, I think, in the outdoor recreation lighting segment of the markets here. Typically, when companies are around for a little bit of time and are having success, you get other companies, other products showing up that mimic yours, that are designed at a much lower quality but claim to do the same stuff. I haven't noticed too many other things ripping off Devos lights yet. Have those been popping up? Have those been a problem for you guys? What are some of the things, if it has, what are some of the things that you've been finding that are really not up to par and people should be looking out for when comparing Devos to X other product out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's people that kind of ride the coattails of products that are successful, and you're definitely starting to see some cheaper alternatives, primarily on Amazon. Yeah. And and it's kind of funny because we'll buy these products and do some of our own testing with them, and I mean, you don't want to thrash other brands, but like some of these like Chinese knockoffs are, I mean, they're built like a Fisher-Price toy. Like
no, not even that good.
Or even, maybe not.
That's insulting to Fisher-Price here. Come on.
Exactly. Try dollar store toys.
Yeah. We've had some fun like driving over our lantern heads, and it doesn't do anything to them, and we've got like really big heat sinks so that it dissipates all the heat, and we're the LEDs are and the battery, the quality, everything is super high tier that what we're doing.
We run our LEDs at half power, so they'll last forever. A lot of things like that.
We're testing to hundreds and hundreds of charge cycles on the batteries, and dropping them from 16 feet off the forklift onto our concrete floor, and they're still working just fine. And we had some fun with my son on a recent camping trip where we had a cheaper light, and we threw it off a cliff, and it just like exploded. And then we throw a 2000 off the cliff, and then I ended up cleaning it up and using it again a photo shoot the next day. So there's a dramatic difference in build quality, the types of materials we're using, and
Here's a fun story. We dropped one of these lanterns just from 3 meters, 1 meter, and 1 meter drop a couple of times. And you could hear and you could see the actual LEDs came off of the printed circuit boards.
Oh, geez.
And we're just rattling around inside the lantern.
Wow. And that's just a 1 meter. That's like what, 28 feet or something?
No,
Yeah,
3
3
feet.
That's dropping it from the window of your car, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
So I have a family member that's been getting into the camping overland sort of scene, and she saw my Devos light, and she went out and she bought a big old rooftop tent, and she bought a lantern kind of thing, and all this equipment to try to I don't know if she's trying to keep up with me or just it's a good thing to have. But she really liked what, and my wife calls the Devos Light Ranger a street lamp because it's just, it goes up high and it's out of your face and it's up, it's like a street lamp. And so my family member is like, I wanted to get a street lamp. And so she bought one. I believe it was off of Amazon. I don't know where it is. It comes in this like big old Pelican case with foam inserts. The whole thing comes apart into like 40 pieces. Maybe I'll try to be realistic. Like 10 to 15 different pieces. By the time that she had it assembled, we had our entire camp like set up. and it only and it runs on D batteries, which I absolutely hate, like running battery stuff. And it only went up to like 6 feet, and it's not nearly as bright as the Devos one was. And all that was like, I was like, okay, cool, fine, whatever. But then when we had to put it away, it was like she had to pull the instructions out to figure out how to put it all back into the damn case, right? And I'm just like, all right, let's collapse this, pull the kickstands up or, the feet up, and then throw it in the bag, and we're done.
Yep.
Like, it was just that easy. And it just shows the way that you guys think is like, how do we make this as efficient as possible, as easy as possible? And, and as we're hearing, how do we make it as robust as possible, but just super easy on the user to do? And I think you guys have really created sort of a masterpiece, because like just watching my other family member just struggle with trying to get a light together, I'm like, well, if you would have spent a little bit more money on a U.S. company, you could have had one of these, and you would not be sitting here screaming and yelling at this light system that you're putting up. And I've already installed both of mine, put the tables on it, and it has the orange filter on it, and we're cooking food. So what were you thinking? But it really goes to show that you guys put a lot of forethought into your guys' product and have created a wonderful design.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, it's been really kind of a dream job, right? There's definitely sacrifices, starting a business and building something from the ground up. But looking back on it, it's just super rewarding to be able to see that you're improving the experience of people in doing things that they love. And I think there's a fair amount of still kind of negativity around lights in general with camping, but we try to encourage our customers to be respectful of those next to them if they're camping in a campground, and using the filters, turning one side off so they're only lighting their campsite versus lighting up the whole campground, and the red filter or the red LEDs for the dark sky aspect. Like, when you need light, you need light. Like if you're fixing something, or you're trying to create a safer environment for kids running around the camp or things like that. But we try to encourage, and the design of the product is such so that it addresses that aspect, that light when you need it, but creating the right vibe and being respectful of those next to you when you can kind of tone it down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that just once again, you'd already thought of these things, because like with the Light Ranger, probably the 1200 and 2000, you can go 360, you can do 180, and you can just turn on one side, and every option is dimmable. So it's like, you're really thinking about all the people around you when you are using that light, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love it. I'm excited to get this out into our listeners' hands. We've talked about it a lot. I know a lot of our listeners have got it, and now a lot of our Snail Squad members are getting them as gifts, and it's exciting for them to get it. I know that they're going to love it as well. And that's one of the reasons we reached out to you guys to do this gift box. Continue this relationship that we've been doing, is because we absolutely love your guys' products, and we wanted to share it with as many people as possible.
Yep.
Well, we really appreciate that, and we're honored to be the three-time podcast members now. So
I think you might be the most interviewed company on our show.
Company that makes a product or delivers a product to customers. Yeah, I think so.
Well, we'll continue on this product development cycle, so we can have 6 more products for you next time.
Perfect.
Another 6 months back in, once we get back around to April, March, we'll reach back out to you guys.
That's our product plan now. We got to keep up with the SnailTrail schedule.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, awesome. Thanks so much, guys, for coming on, chatting about all the new stuff, what you guys have been up to, catching up with you over the past 6 months, and looking forward to sitting down again with you in the future. If people want to get a hold of you guys, ask you questions about products, see what you guys have that could work really well with what they need, where can people do that at?
So, we have there's a chat on our website itself, devosoutdoor.com, or just DM us on Instagram, Facebook, all the usual places. You can also call us we have a number on the website. You can reach out to our customer support team. And if there's any bigger commercial interest, for sure, hit us up on any one of those channels, and we'll get it to the right people, and we'll have a conversation.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Yeah, if you want to get a hold of Tyler and I, you can always find us over on Instagram. I watch over SnailTrail4x4. Tyler watches over 4x4 Toyota Tyler. You can email us, Jimmy or Tyler, at SnailTrail4x4.com. Or you can call in to our phone number. It is 916-345-4744, and we'll have you on our snail mail episodes.
Sounds good to me. I guess if you guys have questions out there, send them on over. We love hearing from you guys. Any feedback, anything like that. If you have stuff for Spencer and Rich, we'll send them on over to Spencer and Rich and see if we can get some answers for you guys. Hopefully everybody out there enjoyed the show today, got to learn a little bit more about what Devos is up to and some of the fun things that they're doing, and got a couple of first sneak peeks at some things like the Starlink battery. So finally getting information out of you guys for the new stuff.
3 episodes, we're breaking them down.
Well, cool. Final words for everybody out there. Jimmy?
I think I'm just going to go back to what I used last episode when I interviewed you guys, when we talked with you guys. Party mode. I think we just need the party mode.
Oh, yeah.
Rich.
Hey, we do have a blinking version on the app now, so it's maybe not quite party mode, but it's close. So
yeah.
Party mode.
There's a big difference between SOS and party mode.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Rich, any final words for everybody out there today?
Just go out and enjoy the outdoors. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Have a good time with your family and friends, and just be kind to each other.
Cool. And Spencer, final words to wrap everything up.
I think Rich nailed it. We love being a part of this community, and we're just trying to help people have a good experience outside. So go out there and enjoy.
I love it. And with that, my friends, keep crawling. And then we'll hang out